All right, so in between waiting for that map sensor, I've got a little bit of time. So what I'm actually gonna work on now is these roof rails. So these are the rails that I ended up getting, and they're luggage rails. And my hope is to get them to set up on the rooftop tent. But they look like a pretty simple install. Pop these covers up. You can see, I think these just go literally right over top like that. And I'm gonna fasten them down, so I gotta pull the bolts out of the inside from those. But pretty easy, and hopefully that's enough to hold the rooftop tent in. All right, so these are the Allen screws that go into where the roof rack mounts. We're just gonna pull these out and then line the bolt holes up with them. Got the first two out on this side, and then got one more. There's a lot of rough paint up here and on the hood, but that's gonna get covered up with the rooftop tent at least, so that's good. All right, that was rather simple. You pull out the Allen keys and you fasten down the bolts that they give you with the washer in there, and good to go. There's a little seal that you do have to push on here, but man, that is that's pretty good on there. A lot tighter than I thought it was gonna be, and looks pretty good. So, let's see what it looks like with the door closed. See what it looks like with the door closed. There we go. So, yeah, I mean, just a luggage rack, but I like it. It's got a clean look to it. Does give it a little bit more height, and most importantly, look for the rooftop tent. So, all right, so the rail install is complete. All done. Yeah, I don't think they look bad. They look like luggage rails. They look kind of boring because there's nothing on them, but that rooftop tent's gonna go on there, and that should fill them out pretty good. Yeah, and I think that's about all that's gonna be able to fit up on that roof rack. There's really not a whole lot of space, especially with the way that back door opens. That panel sits there, so play around with it. But that was pretty much another part within itself. Roof rail's done. Boom. And I've decided while this is apart, I'm gonna go ahead and do air filters too, since I've got a little bit of time to do them. These air filters look ginormous compared to the airbox. So we'll see if these are the right ones, but I said they were. So we're gonna start off with the 6 bolts, or I'm sorry, the 6 screws that are around the airbox. Because the intake and all that stuff is already gone right now, this makes it a little bit easier to just pop these up real quick and to swap out. So we're not gonna mess with the mavs or anything right now. We're just gonna pull the airbox stuff. So we're gonna go and unscrew those 6 screws. All right, now that we got those 6 bolts out of the way, we're just gonna pop the air filter, or the cover, up like so. Pull out the old air filter. And we're just gonna take a quick look at it. It's actually not too dirty. He said he wasn't sure when the last time he had replaced them, so I went ahead and just ordered some new ones. But that's not too shabby, but have them, might as well replace them. All right, this is the correct air filter, so this is the new one, and it is the same size as the old one. This looks way longer, I don't know. But now we're just gonna pull the cover up and put the new one in. And that's as simple as just, I'm trying to do this all one-handed. I really need to get my tripod out. Sliding the new one in, just like so. Popping the cover back on. Make sure it's nice and tight over all 4 corners. No gapping. And then we're gonna go and just re-put these screws in. All right, first one's all buttoned up. Make sure not to over tighten them. Like I said, those will strip, but tighten them up so that way you know they're nice and sealed. And now we're gonna do this one, and we'll be done. All right, and here is the second one, and we're gonna button it back up. Be good to go. All right, so we got air filters done, and we got the roof rails on today. And earlier today was the whole map sensor mix up where I pulled out the piece that had come loose. So pretty busy Rover day, not as eventful as I wanted it to be in a positive way. And but getting the rails on was a positive for this week. So I wanted to get those on. They were taking up a lot of space inside the Rover, and I thought they were going to be a little bit harder of an install. I did them on the Sport, but I had the other style rails, and they were a pain in the ass. And that's because the threaded holes were all just gunked up, and like the way that they had plugged those was awful. So this setup, way better, much easier to install. And then doing the air filters was part of the maintenance plan for this week. And it's just one of those things that since I had the time to get them out of the way and everyone done with is perfect. So that leaves us with finishing the map sensor, an oil change, which I'm waiting for the vacuum to come in anyways. And then I still got to pick up oil. And then move the rooftop tent over. And working on the spare tire carrier. So that's going to be another one. Yeah, for right now, I think we're making good progress. Just wish I could drive it, but I can't. And then we're gonna also have to figure out that front right corner and why the lift rod sensor is going off. So, till next time.